Alright YouTube, it's your boy Zxous, and in today's video we are going to be doing a hot take video because I made a tweet. If you don't know, I use Twitter now again, so if you guys want to go ahead and follow my Twitter, because I think if I'm gonna like do anything Twitter related for like a YouTube video or just a discussion, I'm gonna like, you know, I post stuff on my Twitter and stuff like that for like engagement, stuff like that, some conversations, some topics. So if you guys want to follow my Twitter, I'll have the link in the description and pinned comment, or just follow me at Zxous and you'll find me, right? But I ended up making a post, right? It was all for fun and games. I wasn't expecting to make a video out of this, right? I just wanted to see if people would actually give me hot takes or stuff like that. But we got so many replies, and I don't know if I'm going to go through every single one of them, but I might. We'll see, right? But basically, I ended up saying, Nikke hot takes time. Give me your craziest Nikke hot takes. And we have 90 responses with 580 likes, right? So we're going to just go through all of these one by one and kind of just like, I guess, if either we agree with them or we don't agree with them, and we give our reasonings why, right? So let's just rapid fire through this and go down the drain. So first one, gotcha is overrated in Nikke. Definitely not. 500k, you must have spent money for that, or you saved your entire life for that. You did not get no. Absolutely not. I've never even been over 100,000 gems myself in 3 years. I've never in my life been over 100,000. I don't know how people do it. That's fake, right? Let's take a look at Kuro V. The game's direction has been taking a nosedive ever since the second Eva collab was released. This is partly shifts of trying to embrace the memes. The game has been more about catering to certain fans. Hopefully Third Annie goes back on tracks. Doubtful. I mean, I don't know if I agree with that, because obviously to go from Evon to, for example, if we're just, let's say we skip everything else between Evon and Resident Evil, that's a completely different jump, right? So I don't know if the game's direction has taken a nosedive at all, right? If we're talking about like characters they've decided to release as well, because I do also believe 2025 has had the best batch of characters they ever released. Right, I think 2025 had the best batch, 2023 had the second best batch, 2024 had the worst batch, right? And then obviously I'm not going to count the beginning of the game, but like I think if we're going order of like best designs, best releases, best like everything, character-wise, release-wise, direction-wise, 2025 has definitely been their best year. 2023 was probably their second best year. 2024 was their third best year, in my personal opinion, right? Duru, Crow and Zxous are great characters. Just because a character brings harm to your favorite characters and are evil doesn't mean they're bad characters. The fact that you hate these villains so much is proof that they've done their job extremely well. That's 100% true. I agree with you. So many people are not going to agree with you. I agree with you, right? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Crow and Zxous are horrible characters because they're bad in it. That's so stupid, because everybody likes Frieza. You guys all like Frieza. He's horrible. You all like Modernia. He's horrible. What? What are we talking about? Y'all like some of these characters that are atrocious, if we're talking about what they do. So I don't know why when it comes to Crow and when it comes to Zxous, you guys treat them so differently. Maybe more Crow. I think Zxous, everybody loves Zxous for some reason. I don't think I've seen any hate for Zxous, realistically. Crow is the only one I've seen hate for, right? And I'm not gonna have that slander no more. Justice for Crow. Lonely Guy. Helm is the most overglazed unit ever, and she shouldn't even be mentioned for the next 3 years, let alone participate in any new events. With all the content she got and stole in the game, the devs clearly have favorite childs, and they will kill this game in a long run. I don't even agree with that. I think that's a crazy take. Helm is the most overglazed unit ever. Rapi exists. What? Rapi exists. What are we talking about? Helm is the most. Helm hasn't gotten nothing in how long? The last time Helm had anything was her favorite item at the beginning of the year. Before that was when? 2023, when she got her summer variant. And before that was 2022, when she was the first ever banner. She was the first ever banner. She got a favorite item in 2025, and then in 2023 she got a summer character. Ever since that, nothing else besides, I guess, a gotcha costume skin. But other than that, what else did she get? It's not like Helm is getting skins every other day. I'm so confused. Oh, but this is T. Maybe you don't know it, but Helm, the first Nikke banner, was designed and created by the CEO's wife and the head of the character design in Nikke. Okay, I see what you're saying. I thought they're about to say like Helm was like based off the developers or the CEO's wife, right? But I don't think Helm is the most overglazed unit ever. I don't think so at all, because I think D Killer Wife is way more overglazed. I think D completely is way more glazed than D just got a gotcha costume for no reason. For no reason. I mean, technically there was a reason, but like, you know what I'm saying? They gave D a character, they gave her an alternative version, they gave her like 3 skins, a gotcha costume. D is the most overglazed unit ever, respectfully. But yeah, let's see what Edward has to say. Nikke is in the is at its best when the commander isn't involved. The chemistry that the characters have with each other is always more engaging than the relationship with him. I mean, I agree. I agree with that. But I don't care, realistically, at the same time. Like, it's not something, I don't care if the characters are engaging with other characters or if they're, like, trying to push up on me. I don't play this game and get a certain way. And I know he's not saying that. I know Edward is not saying that. But, like, this doesn't bother me because, like, when I'm reading the story and I see, like, for example, the characters are pushing up on me, I'm not like, oh, yeah, keep pushing up. You know what I mean? I'm just reading the story how it is, right? Like, it doesn't really, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on that. I don't really know. Let's see what you have to say, Joe. Unbreakable Sphere wasn't great, but it's not nearly as bad as people made it out to be. Boom the Ghost started strong and tripped and skipped past the finish line. Okay. Sure. I think Unbreakable Sphere was like, it was whatever. I don't think that story was like, because I'm just going off of anniversaries, right? Crown story was phenomenal. Dorothy, till this day, in my opinion, has the best story. Cinderella's was perfect for me. And then Red Ash was just great, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think, yeah, if we're comparing her to anniversary stories, I think it was lackluster. It wasn't anything where I was like, oh my God, right? Dorothy's will still be the best, in my opinion. Let's see what Teddy has to say. Real kindness is how one falls for prison ladies in fiction. Sure. Let's take a look and see what, I don't even know what your name is. Oh my God, that's a lot. I don't like reading. They should create, okay, hold on. They should create NPCs undistinguishable, I don't even know that word, undistinguishable from playable characters to be killed. Every time the commander is not around, one of the main aspects of the lore is the fact that in a century, rarely significant fights were won against the Raptures. The MC is a symbol of hope, and the harem narrative makes sense because he's something the Nikkes will fight to protect at all costs. A miracle, the motivation and the DNA to activate a superior level of combat on Nikke. The absence of tragedy when he's not around doesn't make too much sense. And blue balling is too overused to feel like a joke. It's cringe to do something like that. It's a cliche that's aging like milk. Okay, I agree with that. Mid Commander has his way with Nikke, so it makes sense that they fight. No, that's just degeneracy. I'm not even gonna read the rest. That just seems like degeneracy. What you're asking. That's the crazy. It's a base take. That's just degeneracy. What you're asking, and it's just a good way. It's a good way. You did all. I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit for sure. You did a good job putting all this out to just say you want something degenerate. It's a good way. I give you points, but no, I don't think so. Absolutely not. We don't need all that. Oh, what am I doing on your page? Privity is better suited for Commander than Rapi because blue and Pinktail's better. I do think the absolute best person, this is not a hot take. This is a fact. I think the best character in all of Nikke for the Commander is Birmingham. What's his name? Birmingham? Whatever his name is. I think he's the best for the Commander, personally. Anyways, some of the censored design on the CM version, Isabel Haran, are better than in base game. I agree. I think Modernia's base skin in CN is better than her base skin in Global. I also agree with that. I do not care about Marin and hate her baby persona. Rapi's overrated and hated characters are more interesting than her. Is it crazy that I agree with that? I mean, I don't think Rapi's overrated. At the end of the day, Rapi's the main character of Nikke. So you like, you have to either accept her or you don't. Like, of course, Nikke is gonna push her or talk about her and make her like that. She's the main character of the game. I do think hated characters are more interesting than her. Like, I would 100% say Crow and Red Shoe are more interesting than Rapi. I could care less about Rapi, in that sense, right? And I also don't care about Baby Persona. I think that's cringe to me personally. My hot take is that Rehelibation, I don't even know. Liberation, that's what it's called. My hot take is that Liberation should be abolished. It maybe was fun for the first unit, but after that it was just boring as hell, especially for Nihilister. We should have gotten her as a recruitable unit like Modernia, and not just as, no, if they made Nihilister have her exact same kit, I was never gonna summon for such garbage, right? I think them giving us that, because she's garbage, you know what I'm saying? So unless they summon, like if they were gonna make her a summonable banner and they gave her like as a good burst 2 character back then, different story. But if they were gonna ever drop her as a summonable banner with that horrible kit, I don't think so. All right, let's take a look and see what our local guy has to say. We need more characters that look tactical enough, like Soldier, e.g. Don't get me wrong, I like characters how they are, but I feel like we lack characters that look just like her. No. I don't know. I think if they ever dropped a character like this, I would just cry. Like, I just cry. At the end of the day, I'm not like one of those guys who like want to have all the SSR characters have their like body showing and stuff like that, but I want them to look like an SSR, bare minimum. You know what I mean? If they start, I feel like if they drop any characters that look like this, it's not good enough. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like any character that they ever drop that looks like that is going to always look like an R character to me. So I feel like for design purposes, SSR purposes, I don't really want characters that actually look like these R characters, because it's not giving SSR personally, right? But let's take a look and see what this one. What's your name? Kurosaki. The game story is mid until Snow White shows for the first time, in my opinion. That's when the story in Nikke truly started picking up. Honestly, I think the story for Nikke got good after chapter 30, realistically, right? Like, don't get me wrong, chapter 18 was pretty good, right? I think chapter 18 with Laplace and all of them was very cool. But like, I feel like if we're comparing chapters where we are today in Big 2025 and comparing them with all the chapters we've ever had, like chapter 30 is when the story actually started doing something. Once Red Hood came back, that's when the story actually started doing something, right? And I don't even remember if Red Hood came back in chapter 30, but I know like whenever Red Hood came back, let's just say, that's when the story started getting good for me personally, right? And mind you, a lot of you guys think I don't read the story. Shame on you. I have nothing else to do in my life. I mean, like, what else am I gonna do, bro? I just don't record videos or make lore videos, but that doesn't mean I don't read the story. I don't know what's wrong with you guys sometimes. But anyway, let's keep going. Diver. I know it's a cold take, but I would rather be waifu over meta purely because I love the characters in all its glory. I don't know. I think waifu over meta is good for the player base, but if I'm like, I don't care. I care more about the game survivability and longevity than I ever will about the player base's like what they want, because of like, I don't want to say degeneracy, but like, let me explain it like this, right? I would rather have the game be successful with meta over waifus than the game flop because they decided to give the fan base waifu over metas. Because at the end of the day, the game is going down the hill if they go that way. And I know that sounds crazy because it seems like I'm saying I care about what they do, more what they do than the community. But it's like, I would rather Nikke still do as good as they're doing, right? And I feel like because Nikke is a meta over waifu game, they are doing as good as they're doing, right? Because you have all these other games where it is waifu over well, Nikke is meta over waifu. Other games that have more body showing, more crazy stuff showing, it's waifu over meta, and those games are flopping. So that's just my opinion. Man named Jed. Nikke works better as a harem game than having the commander be stuck with a single girl. I mean, I could care less about that, but sure. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I mean, sure. Mori is infuriatingly, I don't know that word, underrated. Mori is not underrated. Mori just sucks. It's as simple as that. I don't know what to tell you. Free SSRs are always gonna be haram. It's just they're not good. So yeah. Anyway, let's take a look and see what Bloodfallen Fox has to say. My hot take is that Modernia is actually a pseudo queen. Also, screw gotcha. I'm still 1 crown off of having her 3-starred. Why can't I use Red Hood for level 50 simulation? Like, come on, I get she makes it easy, but I can't find a unit to replace her. Like, I don't even know you want me to tell you. I can't tell you why you're getting shafted. I don't know what to tell you. I can't tell you that. As for Modernia, actually a pseudo queen, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I can see it. Anyways, H-Dog, that dare from Halo OST should be okay. Let's skip that nonsense. Before someone jumps me, I'm not against fan service in general, but my hot take is fan service feels kind of unnecessary to me. It doesn't contribute to the theme or the story, and it just kind of hurts the tone of the scene, making them less serious and less emotional. In summary, I'm not playing Nikke to come, bro. Now let me give my opinion on this. Now, I've spoken about this a few times. I honestly could care less about the fan service. Like this is what I say when I say I'm not a gooner, right? If I'm a gooner for playing Nikke, then fine. But when I myself, you guys hear me say I'm not a gooner, what I refer to every single time I say that is I am not a player who constantly only plays Nikke because of the way the girls look. There are people who play this game because they like the whole fan service aspect of Nikke. I am not one of those guys. That's what I mean when I say I am not a gooner. But if I am by default a gooner for just playing Nikke, by all means, call me that. I don't care. But I do also agree with this in the sense, like, Nikke is looked at as a game that's like Brown Does 2 or Timing In, Action Timing In. Nikke is not a game where you look at Nikke as like, oh, that game is good. People look at Nikke and they're like, well, that game is only making money because of fan service. I don't like that. I hate the fact that we can't, like, I don't like sharing the fact that when people ask me, oh, what do you do for content? I don't like really sharing the fact that I say Nikke, because if they go ahead and search up what Nikke is, they're just gonna find like that Nikke is just a fan service based game, because that's like not necessarily what the community made the game, because that's always what Nikke was. But like I think the community needs to realize that some people do want to play Nikke solely for the story, solely for the game, solely just because Nikke is Nikke, right? I think that's what the community needs to understand, right? People dunk on other people because they sit there and say, I don't care about naked characters, I just care about the game. You guys dunked on me when I said the same thing about Rouge. I never said anything bad about Rouge. I never sat there and said, oh, Rouge should not be fully covered up, give her a freaking snow pants and a snow coat. I never said nothing like that. All I said is that I could care less how the character looks, right? I could care less if she has more body showing or less body showing. And people dunked on me because I didn't stand with them. And that's my whole point. But hey, that's in the past. I agree with you though, Joma. Like, Crow is a good character. It's high time people stop pretending she isn't. I mean, she's a good character design-wise and voice actor-wise. But lore-wise? But I understand what you mean, player. You can hate a character and still acknowledge they're really well written. This game has several characters I detest, but I love at the same time because of just how good they are as a character. Crow, Red Shoe, Suen, Uni, etc. Hating on Suen is crazy. Anybody who hates Suen is an op. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hot and heavy? Whatever. Nihilister will give you a burning sensation when you pee? What? No, I don't know. I'm looking forward to the Arc Civil War in which they kill off 5 to 10 playable Nikkes. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. Like anytime soon, in the sense of like let's just let them delay that. But yeah, like let's just wait on that. Red Shoe was correct, but her methods was wrong. Do we agree with that? Was Red Shoe's methods or was her methods wrong, but she was correct? I don't want to get jumped. Chat, you guys answer. I'm not. That seems like a trap. That seems like a trap. The community's too passionate about some of these things. Okay, Yulha is underrated. I'm sorry, like the fan arts do good for Yulha, but like in game she looks like a goblin. I'm sorry. I like first saying underrated looks. I'm assuming you mean looks wise if you just posted a fan art picture of her. If you're talking about kit wise, maybe like because she could definitely be used in certain situations. But if we're talking solely about like look wise, in game she looks like a goblin. I'm not doing it. Rapi peaked at the Crystal Kingdom arc pre-transformation. That's no, absolutely not. Rapi peaked when Red Hood came into her, bro. Like Rapi Red Hood is when Rapi peaked, respectfully. Realistically, Rapi peaked when she fought Grave. That's what I think. Or was it Behemoth? I don't know who. I forgot who it was. Who I forgot who she was fighting under the water. I think it was Grave. It was Grave, right? It's been so long. It's been a minute. This has been a minute. One, I hope this gets in the video, but it's my hot take is not every Nikke needs to fall in love or want to bang the commander. I was a fan of the idea that some of them respected him or at least were friendly, but now everyone wants not everyone at least wants him. I mean, again, it's something I could care less about. Like, I could care less if any of the characters like the commander. Again, I'm not a player who reads the story and actually thinks I'm the commander. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not someone who's reading this. Like, when I think of the commander, I don't think of the commander as me, right? I think of the commander as just another character in the game. Even though we are the commanders, I don't think like that, right? And the same way I don't give a damn if they have harems and everybody wants the main character in the anime is the same way I'm not going to care about it in a game, personally speaking, right? Hey, personally. Helm and Rapi should be more close to each other than Moran, or each other. Okay, wait, let me read that again. The idiot said Helm and Rapi should be more closer to each other, and Moran should have fallen, for a Jik low. I don't think Helm and Rapi need to be more closer. I feel like this, like I like the ideas of like the squads and like they're close with their squad mates and stuff like that. I feel like if anything, Rapi should be more closer with like Absolute Squad, right? Rather than Helm, personally, right? Crow is great and the hate against her is really shallow. I agree. I only agree with that because the community for Nikke hates on Crow but likes Madara and Frieza. Y'all like Aizen. Crow is no different. Crow in Nikke is equivalent to what Frieza, Madara, Aizen, freaking heck, Tucker in let me not get canceled. I'm not gonna say Crow is Tucker level because that's crazy. But if y'all know who Tucker is, if you know, you know. Full metal, bro. If you know, you know. I agree with Tucker. I don't. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. All right, let's just script down some of these. Let's see. Crow. Okay, everything here is the Crow. Crow is sexier and has a better personality than Rapi. I agree. I would pick Crow over Rapi any day of the week, personally. That's just me. You actually need your top 5. What? You actually need your top 5 Nikke only. Improvement is harder than focusing on only. No, I don't agree. You don't, because like solo raid and union raid, maybe not solo raid too much because that's like you don't have to do solo raid. Union raid is something I feel like Nikke is a game where you don't have to do anything. You can literally open the game, interception, simulation room, close the game. Like if a player decided they didn't want to do solo raid, they could do that. Right? Obviously, they're missing out on a boatload of rewards, but they could do that. Same thing goes with co-op. They're not forced to do co-op. The only thing in this game where I would say like having multiple characters is mandatory is Union Raid because you're doing it as a group, right? Your performance is like your ranking and your performance is based on what everybody in the group does. So I would say having multiple teams is better for Union Raid. But solo raid, no, because you don't need to do that. If you want to, you can do that. Co-op, you don't, because you don't need, like, you can only use one character in co-op anyways. But solo raid is like the other big thing. You don't have to do that. if you complete all of the story and then you don't want to open Nikke again until the new event, you could do that too. That's the type of game Nikke is. It is the reality of the situation. But people hate it. Rapi is boring and now is a clingy little simp who annoyingly shoos off the more attractive Nikke. Red Hood should have stayed alive. I don't think Red Hood should have stayed alive in the sense of like, I mean, like her time has come clearly, right? Her time has come. I get like, okay, Snow White and them are alive, but like, no, I don't think Red Hood should have stayed alive. I would have liked if she did, but I don't think she had to. And then Rapi, I think Rapi's just boring completely, right? I think Rapi has a cool design. I like Rapi, and I think I only like Rapi now because of Red Hood, realistically. But before Red Hood Rapi, or Rapi Red Hood, I did not give two damns about Rapi. I couldn't care less about Rapi. I'll tell y'all this to your face. Mori is a terrible character who's a copy of Kilo. Well, what did you expect? What do you guys expect? They're free characters. This is not Honkai Star Rail. You don't get a broken free character. It's not Honkai Star Rail. The only character that was somewhat good as a free character was Snow White, and that's because back then there was no good characters like that for real. Right? EH has every right to beat the living shit out of Crow. No, she doesn't. Crow's voice actor is Sora Mimiya, so nobody should touch her. Rapi Red Hood skin and the other options are just cheap copies of the original. Okay, what? ReZero collaboration is so dumb and still been done. They need to stop making SKK. Let's just keep going. Crow's the best character, I agree. Nikke is nothing without the commander. I guess. But like, I mean, is that a hot take? Like, what do you mean when you say Nikke is nothing without the commander? That's like saying any show is nothing without the main. That's like saying Naruto is nothing without Naruto. Or Dragon Ball is nothing without Goku. Or One Piece is nothing without Luffy. I don't understand what you're saying. What? Chat, am I tripping or is that just silly? Fan service is a genius way to gatekeeping? Sure. Is it? Is it a genius way of gatekeeping? I feel like they only like gatekeeping what though? I feel like Nikke only has fan service because they knew the fact that this game only has fan service and is an all-girl game means they were trying to go for, I don't even like saying this because it just sounds rude, but like they were going for people who would actually spend money for, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Nikke's target audience with this game were people who would consider actually typing in their credit card for OnlyFans. Is that a crazy take? Right? So AKA Gooners. Their fan audience was Gooners. That's not a crazy take because you guys tell me the same thing all the time. Sniper rifles suck. I don't care how OP the Nikke is attached to. Yeah, I do agree. Sniper rifles are atrocious. The only sniper rifle in this game I like is Red Hood, and that's it. Every other sniper rifle sucks. Alice is the worst sniper in the game. Overall, I hate the way she plays. I hate the fact that a sniper, you have to click, 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 click. I hate it. 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 Neon is the best member of Counter that's not even close. What? Anise is right there. Honestly, Neon is actually the worst, bro. Even Rapi's better than Neon. And Anise is right. Everybody knows Anise is the best. People will die in real life over Anise. Right? Let's keep it a buck. Nikke is a harem game. I mean, the story-wise, but not in the game. I mean, unless you're talking about, like, every character in the game is a female, so I don't know. It's time male Nikkes, fanboy Nikkes at least. I'm gonna say this in the most respectable way. I'm never summoning for a fanboy in this game. I'm just never going to. Call me a gooner. I prefer this game to stay all females. Call me a gooner. I don't like, I mean, if, I don't know, because if they look like a female, Just keep it all female, bro. The closest you'll get to a femboy is freaking pastel, bro. That's the closest you'll get. I really like Crow. Let's end off there. Everybody loves Crow. But what are you guys' hot takes? If you guys want to give some in the comments down below. And like I said, I'm going to have more of these videos, maybe like a part 2 or something in a few weeks or a few months or a month or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to leave some of this stuff for you guys. If you guys want to follow my Twitter, follow my Twitter. But yeah, it's your boy Zxous. I'm going to see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.